Retaking the video. So, yeah, that's good, because it keeps me from rambling. So, narcissism, smear campaigns, and how they work. And how you start off is, you might start off being really happy and lucky. You might start off being a superhero. You might start off with good intentions. You might start off being the most bouncy and happy person of all time. But essentially what a smear campaign is aimed to do is to replace the person that you are with a character of what they want you to be. And that's Davros from Doctor Who. Isn't he cool? Normies! Fucking normies! Me! Fucking being disabled is shit! Stop kicking my wheelchair over, you fucking normies! Me! And of course, after a while, it doesn't matter how much of a good person you are, a good smear campaign will turn anybody into the apparent devil. Breakdancing, evil Spider-Man from the Spider-Man movies, because he thinks he's so cool. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, he's so gay, he does breakdancing with Davros. This is basically a fucking, BDSM rave at this point. So, people who can remember what he used to be before the smear campaign, before he was a breakdancing, narcissistic prick, will remember that there was once a good person. And a smear campaign is just trying to destroy that character and make him into this breakdancing fucking evil character. That is what a smear campaign is. That is how I'm explaining it, not just to myself, but to other people who might not understand. You know, in my mind, Davros isn't necessarily a bad person. Remember, the Doctor killed his entire race, and he's the last sole survivor. What we have is the Doctor being a true narcissist and painting out this person to be a complete demon. I know that they write it in the show, but what I'm saying is that could be the propaganda that the Doctor is a good person. Why are we to believe that the Doctor is a good person? Because we're told he's a good person. Because we're given the narcissistic view that he's the good guy. That Davros is the bad guy. But at its core, at some point, there was a good guy, and that good guy was turned, just through events. Now, how do narcissists really turn a good and loving and beautiful soul like that into Davros? I just love this fucking thing so much. I'm so glad I got it. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? Maybe I should use some of my Star Wars toys as well. Darth Vader's another good example of a smear campaign against him, basically. Not just smear, but he did a lot of other things. But that's how the dark side works. It's so mixed in metaphors and Doctor Who and Star Trek. What I'm saying is that bad people, or people who appear to be bad, at some point were good people when they turned bad, and you can't turn back the clock unless you're breakdancing Spider-Man, in which case you probably can. But I mean, I think everybody's going to remember this terrible moment in history where he was breakdancing down the street, going, "I'm the breakdancing Spider-Man." I think that was the song. So, breakdancing Spider-Man. How do you go back? You can't go back. Once the smear campaign has been successfully imposed upon you, this is now who you are. That person is now dead and has been replaced by an image of what, and that's how narcissism works. So I've never been very a Doctor Who fan on the case that I've always come down on the side of the Doctor's victims, how I call them, because everything in the Doctor's arsenal is about trying to paint himself out to be a good guy, trying to paint himself out to be a good person, trying to paint himself out to be a hero, and that's narcissism. That's pure narcissism. So, yeah, I think actually the Doctor is the evil one, and the people he's facing, like the Cybermen, they're the ones who have kind of gone, no, enough is enough. We're going to stand up against this tyrannous foe. He has too much power, but as any king or god, unwilling to relinquish said power because power is addictive and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's the quote. So I wanted to make this YouTube channel to really be a call out to the people out there who have been suffering from narcissistic abuse and smear campaigns. They can be very massive as well. If you watched the Donald Trump, if you watching the news, people are very good at smearing your name, and the best way to smear someone's name is to use their own flaws and faults against them. So, being mentally ill, being trans, being an ex-offender, being all of these things, those are fantastic ways to smear someone's name. It just drives you mad. People will forget about your past accomplishments. People will forget about anything. Yeah, I mean, O.J. Simpson, I don't know, like the whole O.J. Simpson case where he got away with murder, basically, but then they found out that he did commit the murder and stuff like this. Those are the kinds of moments where up until there was a certain point, and I think this is the line that Davros probably crossed, yeah? But what I feel about the kind of scenarios that I'm saying is that I feel that there's a point, yeah, where if you pull the trigger, you kill the man, you become a murderer, you can't go back. You commit a crime, you are a criminal now. That's now locked in, You're a criminal now, you're a murderer now, you can't escape that reality. What I'm kind of trying to say is try to stop people from doing that to you in the first place, because that's what they want to do. And if they're narcissists and you're a target for their narcissistic abuse, the reason is because they're jealous of you. They're jealous that you could have done something better than them. They're jealous that perhaps you're more talented and or beautiful or whatever, and they just want to ruin your reputation. And it's on every level. It could be anything from someone throwing acid in someone's face because they are jealous of someone's beauty, or filled with hate and that, rape, murder. It could just be playground bullying tactics and stupid, circle jerks and slander and lies. It can destroy people's lives. It's destroyed mine, and basically this is just my attempt at just sort of making a YouTube channel that deals with these kinds of issues, deals with the kind of issues that people like me face. I don't consider myself to be a social justice warrior. I think I kind of expressed that in the previous video as well. I don't subscribe to this social justice. I definitely don't. I distance myself very much from trans issues as well now. I distance myself from gay issues as well now. I used to be very proud to be gay. I used to be very proud to be trans, and I am not anymore. I'm not a proud person. My side has let me down. I am disappointed in not just myself, but in the people around me, and I am fed up of it. And the alt-right or the centrist, whatever you want to call it, they are the only ones who are bringing in some kind of hope in the world. I hope one day maybe people will wake up and actually wake up instead of being woke, and actually just wake up to the fucking abuse that people are facing in the world and change it. And unfortunately, it's a slow process. One day though, hopefully. So I'm trying to keep these videos 10 minutes to keep them snappy and keep them exciting. So yeah, Thank you again.